All right, new tonight here at 10 o'clock, it's the buzz around Iowa right now. The state of Iowa wants your help in tracking Iowa's bee population.
I sure do. The Iowa DNR and Iowa State University are teaming up to monitor bee populations in the state, and they say they need your help. KWWL's Lily Cedardahl has more on how the new program is working to help at-risk species.
Much like every other industry, the beekeeping industry is ever changing. While honeybees are on the incline, bumblebees are on the decline. Jason Foley, Iowa native, decided to make the full-time switch to become a honey beekeeper, and he says he stays very busy.
Every moment I wasn't in the office, I was beekeeping. All weekend long, I was beekeeping. My worlds were colliding there, and I either had to cut back on beekeeping or I needed to take this leap of faith.
As flowers start to bloom in Indianola, bees are coming out to forage at Jason Foley's Russian bee farm. Foley's passion for beekeeping began over 15 years ago, starting out with only a couple of hives.
And initially I had a lot of failure with it. I probably had 80% failure right off the bat.
Foley then began studying up on temperature control and how to best handle larvae. Soon he became a beekeeping expert, even leaving his full-time finance job in 2015 to pursue beekeeping full-time.
It really was just started out as a hobby hive that I thought was fun. Next thing I know, it's a thriving business, and I'm sending queens all the way up to Alaska and down to Florida. Today, we're probably looking at 50,000 in every one of those boxes.
Foley now attends over 300 colonies across his Indianola property. He says in the coming months, hives will collect an abundance of nectar and pollen, meaning his honeybee population will soon increase.
Middle of summer, you're probably pushing 100,000 in a colony. 99% or greater of Apis mellifera, the European honeybee, is managed in the hands of mankind.
And while many honeybees are thriving, some of America's native bees may be in trouble. According to the Iowa DNR, the rusty patch bees are declining at a rapid rate.
It is a federally endangered bumblebee, and it was listed that way by the Fish and Wildlife Service because, it used to go all the way to the East Coast, and pretty much now its populations are limited to the upper Midwest. We actually have a couple of other species that are we're watching out for, the southern plains bumblebee and the American bumblebee.
The American bumblebees have seen a 50% decline in the last decade, and rusty patched bees have seen a 90% decline since the 1990s. Foley says the decline may have to do with toxic chemicals spread across pollinators, and says this is why well-managed honeybees aren't experiencing the same issues.
In this day and age of disease, pests, parasites, chemical pressure put on by agricultural farming, made it a really, really tough world for bees to just naturally live in the hollow of a tree without intervention.
And several Iowans are getting involved to help conserve those at-risk populations. The Iowa DNR and Iowa State University are teaming up to launch a statewide effort called the Iowa Bee Atlas.
It's a community science project, so we are recruiting and training anybody who's interested to identify bumblebees and go out and conduct surveys for them. The main thing is that we'll just have a lot more information about the bumblebees in our state and their status.
Of course, to learn more information, you can go ahead and go to our website at kwwl.com. Reporting in Indianola, Lily Cedardahl, News 7 KWWL.
All right, well, there are 14 species of bumblebees in Iowa and roughly 300 to 400 different types of bees living within the state.
See, you learn something every day.
You sure
Even at
do.
my age. I had no idea there were that many species here in Iowa.
Very fascinating.